Conversations with Sandy and Friends, a weekly talking segment with invited guests, best-selling authors, international speakers, coaches, and business leaders. A collective conversation aimed to empower, encourage, inspire all that listen. So welcome to our show, Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Yes, it is a Tuesday evening. I know you're like, hey, there's Miss Sandy again. Yes, we are here. I am so excited. Thank you all for joining. We are, doing the speaker tour for the upcoming summit with the amazing Pamela Tate. And yes, it is the speaker tour for Live the Life You Deserve. I am so excited to have you here with me. And you know, as I tell you, I want you to share it out with your community leaders. Go ahead and share it with your community, your tribe. Let them know that Coffee Conversation is on tonight. And we are bringing you some of the most powerful speakers that will be on this amazing tour. That is on the tour for this amazing upcoming summit that will be on October the 15th, 16th and 17th. And you do want to register. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment. But Coffee Conversations, what is it? As you all know, Coffee Conversations is now an award-winning talking segment, conversation aimed to empower you, encourage you, and inspire each other. It is also a place of accountability so that we can be the person who we were born to be. So without further ado, our show, as you know, it is sponsored by our dear, amazing friends, Swag Her Magazine. I want you to, go to their Facebook page. You can find Swag Her Magazine online. It is also available in print. Listen, we're going to go ahead and just bring on our guests tonight because we are going to have some dialogue, have some great conversation, and we're going to find out, who these amazing speakers are that are on the tour. I do want to share just a little bit about the tour. The tour itself is a mission, as it says, is to provide a successful formula, tools, and step-by-step instructions to teach you how to create the life and business you deserve now. At this time, and our host, I do want to let you know who the host of the summit is. It is the amazing Pamela Tate. Pamela Michelle Tate. Yes, all of you know her. She is a speaker. She's an international speaker. She's a visionary author. She's also a philanthropist and also one that is helping with nonprofits. And we'll talk a little bit more about the things that Pamela is doing. She's the creator and the host. She's of domestic violence and educational advocate, entrepreneur, speaker, and travel consultant. Without further ado, I am going to bring on our guests, the speakers that are on the tour tonight. I'm just going to bring up them on the screen, and so we can have a great conversation. At this time, we have the amazing Geneva D. Ashley, founder and master coach. We also have the amazing Mr. Rodney C. Burris and Dexter B. Jenkins. You are welcome to Coffee Conversations with Sandy. How are you?
Sandy. Excellent.
Hello.
Excellent.
Good evening, everybody.
Excited to be here.
Oh, great to have you. Great to have you. So I know you're on tour, and how has it been for you? How's it been? I'll start with you, Rodney, and just share about the experience.
Yeah, so I have been rolling around for the past, maybe month and a half. I just got back from Detroit.
Okay.
I was a part of another experience there. And so just hitting up these different places, meeting phenomenal people, and sharing my story, right? Yeah. That's life-giving. So I've been loving this, and I'm glad to be here with us today.
Awesome. We're glad to have you. We'll be talking a little bit about who you are and what you'll be bringing to this amazing summit that is called Live the Life You Deserve. I want to go ahead and go to the fabulous, the amazing Miss Geneva D. Ashley, who is the founder and a master coach. Come on and welcome to the to Coffee Conversations table.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Excited.
You're excited? Okay.
I'm excited.
And I know the summit creator. I know she's been over delivering for sure.
Yes.
And so you've had an opportunity to share as well that you're on this going to be on this amazing virtual stage. How has it been for you, Geneva?
It's been a phenomenal experience. Pamela is amazing all by herself. So
Yeah.
just the heart that she has for people. The opportunity is amazing, and just to be able to reach so many people virtually. I mean, I think that's one good thing that came out of the pandemic, right?
Absolutely.
So it's exciting. I'm humbled by the whole experience. So
absolutely. And having the fact that we're having to do things in a virtual atmosphere, and it is getting a little bit lighter that we're able to do some face-to-face and in-person activities, but the virtual activity has definitely taken on a whole new look for sure. Mr. Dexter, hello, sir, and welcome.
Hi. How are you?
I am amazing. Thank you for asking, and welcome to Coffee Conversations with Sandy Table.
Thank you for having me. I mean,
Yes.
excited to be here tonight.
Awesome. Well, I know that you all are going to bring some amazing information for the tour. Now, what I normally do, I like for our audience to know a little bit about the events that you all will be speaking at. So if you allow me, I'm just going to share my screen here, and we're going to bring up bear with me here for just a minute. And if you all want to share my guests that are on tonight, we are on Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. That is the platform that we're on. Those of you that are tuning in and watching us, you all know, go ahead and get it over to your group and your community. We want you to get this word out so that we can be able to empower you, inspire, and yes, help you to live that life that you are deserved to live. I just want to pull up, let's see, here we go. Well, it's been a day. I believe it was Rodney. Tell us about, you were at another event and you said you were where?
Yes, I was in Detroit a couple of weeks ago. It was called the Sean Fair Leadership Experience, and Sean brings together a group of dynamic speakers to tell their story, but the goal is to get them in front of corporate audiences.
Okay.
Right?
And I heard about that conference. So share a little bit with us while I pull up this information here.
So the thing that I love about that, right, is, I grew up in church, right? And so it's very easy to get a certain type of teaching if you walk into the doors of the church.
Right.
If you don't voluntarily walk into the doors, or when I was a kid, I had no choice, right? But if you don't voluntarily or involuntarily find yourself, sitting in those pews, there's a whole category of teaching that's kind of missed, right? And so, Sandy, I found myself in life. I'm a college professor. And so in college, you have the opportunity to kind of create this, the syllabus however you want. So I was teaching life through my college. I teach communication, right? So I was giving life in my classes. Well, that was parlaying into all walks of my life. And so now I'm in front of these corporate reps doing the Sean Fair Leadership Experience just a couple of weeks ago in Detroit. And they think that they're just getting Rodney's story and 5 good tips. But embedded and woven all through that is my opportunity to help really impact lives. And so I just appreciate the opportunity, the platform, and you do that naturally. So I just feel honored to be here.
Awesome. It sounded like it was so amazing. They had an in-person as well as a virtual experience as well. Thank you for sharing. And we appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you did the highlight there. Well, now I'm going to go ahead and share with our audience about this amazing upcoming summit that we have here. It's called Live the Life You Deserve. These speakers that you see here with me on this evening are the speakers. Now, they're the speakers who will be talking about various things that will impact your life. There's breakthrough of business plateaus. There's breakthrough in your health, breakthrough in your mental wellness, breakthrough in your relationships, breakthrough in your finances, breakthrough in your networking. You definitely do want to do some networking. You do not want to wait until 2022. We should have started like 6 months ago, but listen, God gave Pamela this amazing vision, and yes, it is not too late to begin to network. So and then of course, live the life you deserve. What we want you to do, we want you to go to the site, go to the website. Those of you that are watching me through our Facebook page, yes, I want you to we're going to put that up on the backside of moderating, that I want you to go to the website. And if you have not grabbed your seat, I want you to get your seat, as it says, save my seat. Who's going to benefit from this? And Dexter, obviously you can see, those that are going to benefit is those entrepreneurs, business owners, career professionals, leaders, coaches, experts. And you all fall into these categories. You're the expert that will be able to help motivate, not just motivate, but I believe that you're going to plug something into an entrepreneur that will take them, say they've been looking for that one element, that one nugget. Come on, Geneva, and let us know so a little bit about you as a coach, you as a speaker. I'd like for you to tap in on this part where we're talking about what is going to be offered at this amazing event. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to put up a little bit of your information. Our host is in the green room. There she is. Hello. And
hello. Had a little emergency. Sorry, everybody. Glad to be here.
Come on. Yes, indeed. So, Geneva, as you can see, the guests, those that are signing up and those that are going to be benefiting, what would be something that you can share while I pull up your information?
Well, actually, for me, there are several things here. I am actually a master coach, so I fall in the coaches category. I'm a minister, so leader in the church as well, leader in the kingdom, you could say. The entrepreneurship and business owner part of it as well. So there will be a plethora of things that are available for people of all walks of life. My target audience for my calling is actually to women. I'm an empowerment coach, and that's where I thrive. That's where I move. But I know that there will be so many different opportunities for people to be blessed, to be encouraged, to be edified, and to be uplifted, to live the life that they deserve. I think a lot of times people don't recognize and they don't realize who they are, which is why they don't realize what they're capable of or what they deserve. So I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity, and whatever category there's something there for you. So.
Awesome. Dexter, what would you, just starting with just this little bit of those what they're going to be benefiting by attending this summit that is going to be on the 15th starting?
Well, I think if you look at, all the categories, I'm a faith-based financial mentor, and I'm also a pastor. And so I tell people I flow really at the intersection of faith and finances. And so I think as you're looking at whether you're coming from a marketplace ministry or coming from a pastoral or church, as Rodney was saying, type of mindset, I think, living the life you deserve, will really be able to hit both those sides for you. So as I'm looking at the categories of entrepreneur, career professional, leaders, coaches, I just think it's going to have a number of things. And not only will we give out information, but more importantly, simple, digestible steps that they can implement in their lives, because it's all about not just getting information, but doing something with it.
Awesome. I'm going to stop sharing at this moment because that's enough right there to begin. But I am going to bring on our amazing host of this summit, the one and only, yes, the lady herself, Pamela Michelle Tate. And hello, how are you?
Hello, and thank you all for your grace with me today. I apologize for the delays, but thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you're getting closer and closer to this amazing summit that I'd like for you, before I bring up your bio while I grab that, share with us how this really came about. This is a new audience tonight. And so how did this tour, not necessarily tour, but the summit, Live the Life You Deserve, Pamela, if you would share with our audience tonight about that.
It started out as what would normally be a women's retreat that I did annually for International Women's Day. We didn't get to have it in the last year, actually almost 2 years now. With the previous year I had COVID, and then this past year shelter in place. And so we just didn't get to do anything, and started speaking to some of the ladies we normally would travel with. And one of them revealed that they were having difficulties in their home. I kind of asked what was going on, thinking, it's probably like the kids, because they're, squirrely. They're locked up in the house and used to being out and doing things. And she said the kids were adjusting to being at home, but, having some difficulties around school. And I said, well, how's work? And she said, well, work is going really good. And I said, well, how's your husband? And she said, well, that's a little difficult. The kids are in the house. They're disturbing him when he's working. I'm trying to work, but I'm also trying to teach the kids. And she just kind of broke down, and I was like, well, what's going on? How can I support you? I'm thinking around education, since I work as a special needs educator and, working with advocacy around that as well. And she said, well, he's been really, really irritated since he lost his job. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know he had lost his job. And then she revealed that he had been physically assaulting her. And then that just was like the deal breaker. I was like, whoa. People are really, really struggling. She didn't feel like she had anybody she could talk to. It had gone on for several months. And just the fact that I called and reached out to her, I was the first person that she shared it with, which was, pretty startling. I'm like, we've been in pretty regular contact with text messaging, but I hadn't actually spoken with her. And people are really quick to say, oh, I'm fine, when they're not fine. Right. And so it just became really important for me to do something. I'm on Zoom meetings all day long. I actually was on an emergency Zoom meeting, which is why I'm late now, because we had a client. But I was like, if we can be on Zoom meetings all day talking about anything under the sun, we need to do something to get people connected, so people don't feel isolated and don't feel like they don't have someone to talk to share resources, to talk about, hey, this job is driving me bananas now that I'm doing it at home, or this doesn't work for me and my family any longer. What can I do to do something different? To talk about pivoting and to figure out, if this job doesn't work for me, maybe now's the time to become an entrepreneur. Or if you lost your job, now's a good time to focus on, maybe you want to do something different and become an entrepreneur. If your finances are not as you'd like them to be, this is a good time to be looking at a SHIP method and thinking about what is it that you need for your future goals and for your family, and talking about those types of things. And so I said, let me talk to a few friends, and the rest is kind of history.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm loving it. Well, we're so glad that you found a need that so many of us are seeing. We're seeing our community, we're seeing our close-knit community, then we're seeing our virtual community that are experiencing a lot. I think that, wouldn't you all agree, is that the amount of time that we spend virtually, that has become our family, especially when we're having these meetings, when we're having and when we're having events like this, or you're just having a Zoom. If you're a leader of a community, you're a pastor, you're a coach, and you're having to have a lot of your meetings on Zoom. We're spending a lot of time, and so we become family. And I want to go back to Rodney, because he just came out of a face-to-face. How was it?
Energy is refreshing. It's nothing like it. It's very similar to laughing in person. One of the things you made me think about when you was asking what can people expect in that laughing in person, made me think about this time I went to a comedy show. Martin's producer, y'all remember the show Martin, of course, right? So Martin, one of his producers, was on stage. He's also a stand-up comedy, part-time, half-time, but this was years ago. And I went there and he taught me a life lesson, right? He didn't know he was talking to me, but Pamela, he was talking to me. And so what he said was, you people come here. That he said you people, but it was all right, right? He was like, because he actually used different language that I probably shouldn't use. He was like, y'all come in here. So I used to be under the mindset that if I go to an event, I go to a conference to live the life I deserve or whatever, if I go to this church or whatever, this revival, you got to show me. You got to deliver me. You got to help me. I used to have that mindset. And that I went to comedy shows like that. So I would go to comedy shows, pay my money, sit up front, make me laugh, right? You got to make me laugh. And so he said, y'all individuals, Dexter, you feel me? Y'all individuals come here and y'all sit on yourself and you don't enjoy it. You paying your money, you don't, why come there? Right. And I felt like he was talking to me. And that released Geneva my mind, right? Like, and so I started going, and if I watch it on TV, I go with the mindset to enjoy it. Right. And the synergy that kind of happens out of that, the life that comes out of that is amazing. And so if people come to our sessions together with the openness of, I'm about to, you know what? Because I think just that expectation levels up the whole experience. Right. So I got to experience that in Detroit, and I'm looking forward to sharing more of that when we do our time together.
Thank you so much. That is amazing. Well, this is that time, audience. Those of you that are, watching, this is that time where I want you to get to know, they're on a tour. I want you to get to know these speakers, and then we will come back. Each of them will have a few moments to share exactly or somewhat a nuggets of what they're not going to tell everything, because the whole idea is for you to register. You see these speakers. I want you to look for them in the schedule. Yes. And it is going on from Friday, the 15th, all the way to Sunday, I believe, on the 17th. And not only that, we have something very special to share with you all. So hang in here with me as we learn about these amazing speakers. Gentlemen, if you will allow me, ladies, first, we're going to go ahead and let the amazing Geneva D. Ashley be our very first speaker, who will share just about some things that she will be sharing at the upcoming summit. We're talking about living the life you deserve. And at this time, I just want to ask, we're going to step back, and I want to share a little bit about who our speaker is. She is a master empowerment coach, founder of Her She Circle Incorporated. It is a support organization for women, which was organized or established in 2016. She is a minister. She for domestic violence advocate, as well as a published author. At this time, I introduce to you all speaker Geneva D. Ashley.
Thank you so much, Sandy. I appreciate that. Yes, I am Geneva D. Ashley. The Live the Life You Deserve Summit is a platform that I am utilizing to share a little bit about an ebook / workshop that I've just recently released. The topic I will be speaking from is Supported Girls Become Supportive Women. I am going to visit what it means to be transparent, what it means to be impactful, and what is the real influence that can affect the lives of the future females of tomorrow. So one little tidbit I'd like to share is that every woman has a little girl on the inside, and she is looking to us as adult women to show up for her still. There are times that we've let ourselves down. Maybe there was an upbringing, a situation that happened during your upbringing, or maybe you felt like you faltered in some areas of your life, the younger you. So being apologetic to yourself, forgiving yourself for those things, and not showing up for her when you needed to show up for her. Just making sure that she was okay at the times that she needed to be okay. But here's the beauty of it. Now you're this wonderful, beautiful, phenomenal woman. And what can you do? You can still continue to show up for that little girl on the inside that's looking to you for the future. And you are equipped now to be able to bridge the gap between the women of today and the females of tomorrow. So how can we be an example of empowerment? How can we be an example to edify? How can we be an example to complement and not compare, to collaborate and not compete? How can we show up for our sisters if we don't have the confidence that we need as women? So I will be talking about what it looks like to be a supported girl, and one that is supported will become a supportive woman.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to unpack a little bit, because you said collaborate and not compete. But it was something you said, and I couldn't write down quick enough. I got my other tablet. Let me see. Here is my blue tablet. I had a blue tablet with my other speakers, and I told people, I said, listen, you're going to need 2 tablets, a notebook, and a whole Okay, so I'm taking notes. We're talking about the little girl in us, the women that you're showing up, that you talked about transparency, bridging the gap. And I love how you said collaborate and not compete. But you said something else. I want to grab. What was the other nugget?
Compare, not compare.
Yes.
Not compare, to have a level of confidence within yourself, to forgive yourself.
Yes.
I think a lot of times we, again, my target audience is women. I mean, I know it's across the board for men and women, but I have to talk to the ladies. I often empower women to help them to discover who they are down on the inside. We have a tendency to compare ourselves to the next sister or the next woman, and a lot of times those shortcomings happen because maybe it was something that happened in our childhood. There's an insecurity that's there. There's a void that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we will try to overcompensate by masking or pretending things are fine. And pretty much what happens is the little girl on the inside is pushed aside when we should be able to apologize to her and say, I should have looked out for you sooner. I'm sorry that I allowed you to be treated this way. And this is to ourselves.
So do you, Coach Geneva, do you do a one-on-one technique to bring, because when you're tapping into, this needs to be another conversation because I got some other speakers on, but is there a technique that you help a woman identify with that little girl in her, whether it's the 5 to 10 and there's a reason why I'm asking, but you're going to be giving and sharing those nuggets to helping the woman tap into the little girl in her. And I love how you said is that we want to go back. You help women to go back and apologize to the little girl in her that you didn't do well at taking care of her, but you're there now. I love it. I love it. You're amazing. I'm going to be looking for you, and I'm going to share with all my girlfriends. And yes, we're going to grab our coffee and we're going to get our notebooks, and we are going to see what Minister Ashley is going to be talking about at Live the Life You Deserve Summit.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited about it. I can't wait. I know we don't have to. I talk about transparency, the impact and influence, the real influence to be able to bridge that gap from today's young ladies to tomorrow, the females of tomorrow. And guess what, Sandy? You know how the church always talks about the Proverbs 31 woman?
Yes.
Well, somebody had to teach her how to be who she was, right?
You better come on. Okay, listen, we have some amazing men that are going to just come on behind, and they've got it. Listen, this is Sandy Sanders, Coffee Conversations with Sandy tonight, and we are listening to the tour. We are hosting the Live the Life You Deserve Summit with the creator, the host, the amazing Pamela Michelle Tate, and the lady who you see in front of me, the amazing master master empowered coach, founder of Her She Circle Incorporated, the one and only Geneva D. Ashley, Minister Ashley. Thank you so much. Hang out in the green room with me, and we'll come back and share a little bit later. I'm so excited to have you on the tour with the one tonight.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Now at this time, we're going to bring on the amazing, Pastor Dexter Jenkins. Hello.
How are you?
Yes, sir. We know you as faith-based financial mentor, principal at DBJ Enterprise. You're speaking on the SHIP method during the conference, SHIP, as well as you are a pastor. I'm going to step back, let you come on and just share with what's on your heart, and yes, about living the life you deserve.
Amen. Well, thank you for allowing me to do that. And as always, I definitely want to thank Pamela for giving me the assignment to really tackle the money side of living the life you deserve. Because one of the things we all know is that if we're going to live the life that we deserve, we're going to need the finances that we deserve. And so prior to me becoming a pastor, I've been a senior pastor for 9 years. Prior to that, I worked in the financial services industry for 20 years. And so I found that there is a direct correlation between the two, operating in the faith side and the financial side. And so as I've worked with families selling life insurance and investments, as I've been, as I said, a pastor for the last 9 years, a senior pastor, I've found that there are some very concrete principles that an individual can use to really get the finance they deserve. And so I call it the SHIP method, SHIP. And the SHIP method stands for stewardship, ownership, and entrepreneurship. And so that is the SHIP method. All those three words end with SHIP. And so what I do is, and my talk is, I take people through what I call the secret sauce, because that's what I call the SHIP method, the secret sauce to building wealth and living the life, or having the finances that they deserve so that they can live the life you deserve. And so my goal really is to simplify individuals' finances. And really, like I said in my opening comments, I want to give people some simple things that they can implement, that as they implement those steps, they'll make tangible progress, and then they'll be on their way to living the life they deserve. And so in a nutshell, that's what I'll be talking about over the weekend.
Come back on here. You mentioned you started out with the financial piece. Speak about that a little bit more.
Well, I think all the categories that we had up there earlier, all of them are impacted by money.
Okay.
And I think really, a lot of times we have a block when it comes to that. And so what I do is I give people permission to be able to want to have them finances that they deserve. I think in an African-American community and the faith community, there is a lot of there's some false teachings. There's also some wacky thinking around money. And, my job is to really say it's okay. I mean, just start with that. It's okay for you to want to do well financially, and not
good.
Just no shame around and all that. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but if we're honest with ourselves, finances impacts every part of our lives. And so what I want to do is I want to show people, how do you reach your highest financial potential? How do you do well so that you're able to live the life you deserve? Because so many of us have visions and we have dreams and aspirations, but you know what it takes to make those things run?
It takes money. It takes money. It takes money.
And so just as Geneva was saying, trying to get people to tap into some truths about being going from girlhood to womanhood.
Yes.
My job is to teach people how to tap into truths about their finances, so that they can live the life that they deserve. And so I'm excited about what they're going to learn on over the weekend, and then I have some other things. I have an ebook that goes with that, so they'll see.
Awesome.
They'll see that all the points that I hit, they can download it. If they go to my website, dexterbjenkins.com, they can download that book, and so they can have it. And so that's what I'll be talking on, Sandy, over the next couple of days.
I'm so excited. And you talk about, so listen, you all, we want you, I don't want y'all going and trying to get the ebook now.
Okay? Not now, just wait. But it'll be there for them. Yeah, it'll be there for them. Yeah.
We want you to
put it on pause. Don't get it now. Get it over the weekend.
Because you're going to be writing and the ebook, and you do want to get this in your hand. Well, Pastor, I'm sure that this method, you share this principle with the members and those individuals that the Lord has assigned to you.
Exactly.
Because I believe that is, as a pastor in ministry, that God has assigned these individuals to you. You're called to watch over their souls.
Exactly.
And we understand that money, like you said, is having a relationship with money. Let's just be honest. Sometimes it's been difficult. You can have it, and it's like as if the bag has got a hole in it. Yep. Or how are we in good stewards of finances?
Exactly.
Being a good steward of our money. Well, listen, we definitely are going to try to hit by your room as well.
Please
and see what nuggets that we can get from you to enhance our lives financially. Because the whole idea, I believe, without you saying, is that we want to leave a legacy. We want to leave a legacy for our children, for our children's children. And I believe that you have a message for men, the men and the men of body of Christ, as well as the women. Correct. And so the large percentage of women that are single heads of household, and then you even have men. The number is increasing where fathers, single dads, are having to be the one to raise their children. And so I believe that your message is powerful, and we need to definitely, yes, you all make sure you look out for Pastor, as does it not in front of his name, but he is Pastor Dexter B. Jenkins, speaker and a principal, mentor, and you said principal at DBJ Enterprises, speaking on the SHIP method. So you do want to look out for this amazing man of God, as he will be sharing some principles that I believe that will help you, lead you into the life that you deserve to live. Thank you so much. Hang out in the green room with me, and we'll be back a little bit later. Okay, thank you, sir. At this time, yes, I want to bring Pamela back up before we bring our next guest, Mr. Rodney Burris, before we bring him back on. So you got these amazing speakers. So who else will be on this amazing event?
Oh, wow. It's a crazy list of people. It's like the dream team. I have Dr. Cheryl Woods. I have Kern Butts in the Seats Cherry. I have Shay Brown. I have David McCovey, who is the founder of Evolution Travel and Epic Trading, where they have a university to teach people how to trade in cryptocurrency as well as day trading. We have Pamela Perry, which is one of Rodney's mentors, and I actually found Pastor Dexter through Pamela Perry as well. There's like a tons more. We have Deidre, we have Jaquila, we have, of course, Dr. Nikki Ziegler, who brought Geneva to me and Lady Tiffany to me. And wow, there's so many more. I'm like drawing a blank. We have Adelina, we have she's an MSW. The list is just amazing, and the things that people are bringing to the table, very diverse. We have panels coming up with Dr. Zakia Mabry, which will be a panel on mental health and COVID, pre and post COVID. People talking about anxieties, about getting back in the workplace, going back to school, and then mental things that the challenges you have after having had COVID. Then we have two of my favorites, Dr. Yolanda Jerry, my mentor, and her partner, Pastor Frank Henderson, and they're going to be on with both Doctors Ziegler, Jeremiah Ziegler and Nikki Ziegler, and they will be doing a couples panel, talking about keeping it real and keeping it right. And so we're excited about that. And then on Sunday afternoon, we have a panel with a bunch of people who have participated in anthologies, and just kind of talking about how that opens doors for people writing in anthologies, and the different people you get to meet, and utilizing your voice and preparing it if you've ever wanted to participate in a book. And of course, talking about my upcoming anthology in that. So we have a really, really diverse, well-rounded group of people that will be speaking in the conference. And I'm very, very lucky. I have a great dream team.
You do. Yeah. You most certainly
you
do.
Of course, will be speaking as well. I can't forget.
Yes.
He's going to be talking.
Yes.
So we're going to have a great group of people.
I'm really excited about this, and just to be able to partner with you on this, because a lot of times if you are like individuals like myself, and I know that there will be others out there, is that as your visibility is increasing, there are areas, and I call them compartments, that I still am growing at. Yeah. And so as I build my social media platform, there are some other things, because I'm learning more and more. You do also want to have other streams of income. Right. There is the advocacy area that I am growing at, because again, that's my passion. And so you're going to have various areas that I myself will be able, and I know that where there's me, there's others like me. Right. That we want you to sign up. We want you to register. And just before we sign off, we're going to share some very good news with you that we learned on our previous interview. Yes. And I am so, for what this woman is doing for us, you want to hang in here until the end to hear what that surprise is at this time. So thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and bring on the amazing Mr. Rodney C. Burris, who is supervisors, manager, team leaders. Yes, there he is. Yes, indeed. Are you fed up is the question. Ready to throw up your hands? Don't give up. Call Rodney C. Burris and get them leveled up. So again, welcome to Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. I want you to just, let us know, what can we expect from you of live the life you deserve.
So I had a very interesting situation happen when I was a kid, right? I moved down the street twice. Okay. So when I was a boy, I lived on a street called Oak Street. We had a house. We moved down the street on Oak Street. Things happened, life, living, parents. Moved across town. We lived on Oak Twist Court, still Oak Street in a way, and then found ourselves moving down the street again, right? So this idea of an oak tree has always been something like really big in my mind, right? Just, it's always been around me, and we had oak trees around me. If you can think about an oak tree, words that they use to describe an oak tree are always words like mighty and big and grand and big shadows. And everything that an oak tree was once locked inside of a little tiny acorn, right? And it was the relationships that little acorn had, the sunlight, the water, the rain, the soil, the earth, that brought out the potential, the greatness that was already locked in. And we could say it was the sunlight, right? We could say it was the rain, but it rains on rocks, right? It rains on sunflower seeds, right? It rains on grass. They don't become oak trees. And so there's a potential that was locked inside of that oak tree. Sandy, I kind of think that that's true for us, right? I think that each of us has this greatness that's just embedded within us, right? And it's through the positive relationships. It's through being given permission to access wealth, right? It's through being coached through hurts and trauma from my girlhood or my childhood, right? Whatever that is, it's through being around people that's willing to tell us yes, tell us no, right? Show us real mirrors of ourselves that we begin to blossom. And I'm uniquely gifted at helping leaders do that for their people, right? It's one thing to have me come in and Dexter and Geneva and have us come in and do it. That's one thing, and that's great. But what happens when we go? What happens when we're gone, right? Your people still need you. And so literally it is so simple. One of my favorite quotes comes from Einstein. Einstein, the genius with the crazy hair, who came up with the theory of relativity and knew about space and physics. And he had something that described how everything relates to everything else. It was called the theory of relativity. And he explained it with 3 letters. E equals MC squared. And he was famous for saying this right here. If you can't explain it simply, you don't really understand it yet yourself, right? And so what we do, what I empower leaders to do, pastors, supervisors, coaches, principals, managers, parents, anybody that's in charge of a flock or a team or a group, is how to tap and unlock the potential that's within their people, just like we're doing together, right? So I'm Rodney C. Burris. This is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be talking about during our time together on the Live the Life You Deserve conference. And I'm looking forward to chatting it up. But everybody's going to be there with us. Thank you so much. I think Sandy's muted. Sandy don't want to talk to us.
I'm just going. Listen, he's talking about the greatness embedded in us. Yes, I love it. I love it.
Something.
Listen, if listen, we all on the edge of our seat. Listen, y'all need to be on the edge of your seat. Pamela, if we don't say it, you got it. You got it. You're bringing it. And listen, this is a way that you all want to say, this is what I've needed to get me where I need to be in this last quarter to go into my new year.
2022.
This is that piece. It's kind of like that blanket. And I say that, you still need that one swatch, that patch of, to make the whole blanket. This is it, you all. This is it. I will be a speaker. And one of the things that I share to my co-speakers here and our visionary and the host is that don't despise those small beginnings. Why? Because you never know who is watching.
Right.
I share that story because how Coffee Conversations, many of you all know how it came about is that, I was putting up my posts, my inspirations, and Geneva, my love for coffee. Y'all listen, what can I say? My love for coffee. I was going to the thrift store and I have coffee cups everywhere. When I travel, I'm always going to a coffee shop. Why? Because I love the aroma. I love the ambiance, the gathering. And if you really, really think about it, when you walk into a coffee shop and you see all of the people sitting around, they're networking, they're talking, they're collaborating, or they're just sharing a memorable moment. And so you just never know who's observing, who's watching. And here we are 3 years later. Coffee Conversation now is hosting events such as this. And so that's just a little snippet we have increased our visibility. And so what I will be sharing with you is how to show up. You want to show up how? Professionally, and you want to keep showing up. You want to make sure that your audience and your guests receive that red carpet experience. And no matter whether it's 1 or whether it's 100, you show up every time as though you're going for the 100, all right? Or you're going for the 1,000. That's what you do when you show up. So you never despise those small beginnings. Why? Because you never know who is watching. So I do want to thank, as we begin to let you know about registering, again, the summit is going to be October the 15th through the 17th. And Pamela, if you will show me tell us how we can log in or the website.
If you go to the website, which is www.livethelifeyoudeserve.summit, it's important to write summit.com, it will broadcast on that page. It will start on Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are going to run full day. The panels will be separated. So anyone who's registered, they will receive an email how to log into the Zoom for the panels. But we are more than likely going to broadcast those live as well on Facebook. It'll just go through our Live the Life You Deserve page and on my personal page. And if anybody wants to share it from that, they can. Originally, the panels were VIP only. and I'll make that announcement now. We've decided that everybody's a VIP. So we're no longer selling VIP. I have returned money for people who've paid for VIP, and we're making it accessible to everybody. It's funny, I just had a training with Dr. Cheryl Woods, and she was saying it's nice to make things accessible to everybody. You just remember you can't always do that. But we're going to do that this year. We know that we are in a crisis and coming out of a pandemic. And I think it's just really more important that everybody gets the information, because you can't live the life you deserve unless you get the information you need in order to make those changes to your life to live the life you deserve. So that will be free. And so I think it's still on the website. Anytime something comes in, I'm just sending it back. So it will be free, and all panels are free. In addition to, we have the breast cancer awareness concert this Saturday, and I streamed that live on Facebook, and it was free. And so it's just been great. I did get some help from a couple of sponsors, and I should say them. Divas in Power, which is a nonprofit I'm affiliated with, as well as Chef Leilani Ball's restaurant, Magnolia Wine Lounge in Oakland, California. And so that helps subsidize the cost of that concert. And so now everything else is just free. So welcome.
Awesome. Well, and Geneva, thank you for the note. You know what, listen, you all, I believe you're catching it, and you will probably be catching this on a replay, because I got the notification and I did not see it. So I want to thank you all for the replay. I want you to put it out. Yes. I want you to share. And we will be putting up the link so that we will replay this first thing in the morning. But I do want to ask, we'll start with Rodney, since you ended, if you will, go ahead and share. What do you have coming up after the summit? Again, we want to be able to watch you. We want to tap into your room so that we can hear all of these amazing nuggets of how we can live this greatness, but also share. What else do you have coming up?
Yeah, so Dexter and I know a phenomenal woman. Her name is Yolanda Spearman. And Yolanda has this whole thing of helping people along their joy journey. So she and I are working on a project called Wake Up to Your Joy Journey. And we have these little power pack booster nuggets about less than 10 minutes, right? We're taping the whole season. It's going to be available online, and people can just kind of pop one in, right, each day. And so I'm going to be approaching it from the joy of communication. She's going to be taking it from the joy of, I think, process or progress or something along those lines. And together, we are going to allow people just to have something small, like a little nugget to kind of throw in. So that's a project that I'm really, really excited about. I actually recorded all of mine in one day, Pamela. I recorded my whole thing yesterday. Right? So I was inspired, right? I was thinking about it for a couple of weeks, and then I just
did it.
Oh my Rodney.
Can't keep up with you young people. Okay, come on, Lady Jennifer, Minister Geneva, if you will, share us. What do you have coming up?
Well, what I have coming up is a workshop, which is based from the ebook and what I'm talking about here on the summit. Supported Girls Become Supportive Women. It is the workshop, which will be November. It's a virtual workshop, November 13th from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If anyone is interested in purchasing a copy of the ebook is $8, which automatically reserves a seat in the virtual workshop. If they just don't want the book, but they need to be in the room, then it's $10 to reserve a seat. For that information, they can email me directly at Coach Geneva D. Ashley at gmail.com. If this is actually being hosted by Her She Circle, my organization. To learn more about that, they can go to www.hershecircle.org. And the She stands for Sisters Helping Each Other, in case people were wondering.
I love it. Sisters Helping Each Other, Circle Incorporated. Amazing. Come on, Pastor, if you will. What you got going on?
Well, please, life.
All right.
But tangibly, really working on, like what you said earlier, finishing up this year strong. I have a number of things that we are building our DBJ Enterprises, which is our financial education and literacy company. And so if you go to my website, dexterbjenkins.com, you'll see a lot of that. I'm doing a lot of podcasts, really just trying to get the word out about, how do you thrive financially? And so that's where I'm working on. And to your point of how do we use these last couple months of this year as a springboard for 2022?
Yeah, I love it. And that is amazing. At this time, normally what I do is always give our guest, which is the visionary, the host and creator of this particular summit. She is our main guest, and we honor her and we want to thank her. And so I want to allow the space for Pamela to just share her heart. And again, we want you to register. And as Pamela has just shared with us, you get the VIP treatment. You get the access to all of these amazing individuals that have information. And information is knowledge. And that is what these individuals have. They're sharing their expertise. I'm just glad to be in the room with them. That's all I can say. Listen, come on, Pamela, if you will, share your heart with us, and then we will go ahead and end our broadcast.
Okay. Well, one, I want to thank everyone who has, signed on to speak. I want to thank everybody who signed up to listen and participate. And if you haven't, again, these tickets are what? Free 99. That means $0. $0 Please register at www.livethelifeyoudeservesummit.com. I did want to thank, we had a little snafu here. I want to thank the herpreneurs, all of our ambassadors who were supporting us to see this particular taping. And I know we're going to get lots of feedback from them as soon as they get their eyes on this tape. They have been chiming in, letting us know we're trying to see. So they will definitely get to do that tomorrow. So I want to thank them for being persistent and notifying us. I also want to take a moment and just, again, thank everybody for helping me make the vision come true. Some of the things I have going on in the future are I will be participating in the Herpreneur Network's boot camp. Geneva and myself will be doing that, and a couple of other speakers from this particular platform from this summit will also be speaking. I will also be speaking in SpeakerCon with Dr. Cheryl Woods in November. I have an anthology that is coming out, so people should be looking out for that. We're going to be talking about pivoting and how people are making it through the pandemic and creating the best life that they want and also living the life that they deserve. There have been people who've discovered that they're not, happy or that they want to change. And so we're going to talk about steps that people are taking for that to happen. And then, of course, we have coming up next April, the 6th through the 8th, will be Live the Life That You Deserve. And that will be the Summit 2.0. We're already starting to look at speakers, and I hope that all of my speakers will be returning. It will look a little bit different, but we are excited and already working on things. So that's what's going on with me, and looking forward to Friday.
Yes, indeed. All of us, we get the alert. We are all going to be on edge. Yes. I do want to thank you all. Thank you, ambassadors. Thank you for the ambassadors for Live the Life. Thank you all for championing it. Yes, we got this error message Facebook issue. So I got it. I saw it up there and I was like, what is this? But the replay will be hitting as soon as we do this. We will be shooting this out. But listen, as always, this is Sandy of Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. I thank you all for continuing to watch and be a support of our community and what we do. Do tune in. We have another upcoming event. You can find us each and every Saturday for Book Talks with Sandy at 3:00 p.m. And we do have on Sunday afternoon, you don't want to miss my conversation with the amazing Minister Leslie Bishop and this amazing book that she has out. I'm looking forward to our conversation, Sunday's conversation with her book. And so without further ado, I want to say thank you, and let's push this summit. Get it out. Go register. And go and register. And we look for you on Friday, October the 13th. All right. So listen, as always, thank you. You all know that I love you, and take care. You have a blessed evening. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.